Alright, so today we're going over a really useful prompt, specifically if you're trying to create your first digital product, ideally a low ticket offer in this case, because that's exactly what we'll be building and trying out today to try to find out what our perfect low ticket offer would be in a given context. So the prompt looks like this. It's basically states, you are my low ticket product strategist. Your job is to help me find the best low ticket product idea based on my skills, audience, niche, content, buyer problems, and what people would realistically pay for. And then there's a bunch more that you can look at, but the prompt is ready to use and extremely beginner friendly. You can make small edits if you like, but like I said, all you have to do is copy, paste, hit enter, and it pretty much starts going. So if you want this prompt, you can get it from the description of the video or the pinned comment, copy it, paste into ChatGPT, and then once you hit enter, this is what we get. It's going to start asking us a series of questions in which I'm going to have to reply to. Now, if you don't have a digital product idea already, this will also help you come up with your first one, but this is specifically for low ticket offers, which are ideal, to be honest, in the earlier stages when you're first starting out. The first thing that we typically build here in terms of products, we often try to get a lead magnet first, and then we discuss, low ticket offers as the next stepping stone. But if you didn't, want to create a lead generator or a lead magnet, you can always just start with a low ticket offer if you want to monetize immediately. So the low ticket offers are great, but it has to be incredibly specific and perfect for your niche, in my opinion. Otherwise, you might be trying to sell something that people genuinely don't want or something that's not in high demand. So this prompt is designed to help you find exactly what would be the perfect low ticket option for you with, once again, your niche, skill, audience, and everything else that you have about you. So I'm going to go ahead and answer these series of intake questions, and we'll go over them one by one when I get back. I just don't want to be spending the entire video waiting for ChatGPT to answer. So I will go through them, we'll come back, go over them super quickly, and take a look at the results of what ChatGPT actually creates for us in terms of the idea for our low ticket product idea. So I will be right back. So I went very generally with this. Because of the way that I responded, it didn't even ask many further questions. For you, it may ask more if you actually have a niche and audience already. But what it asked was, what niche, skill, or audience do you want to build? And build a low ticket product around. And I basically said, I'm a digital artist starting from scratch. So I'm going off of the premise that I have no audience, I have no product, I'm just a digital artist, and I want to start here. Then it asks, what type of digital art do you create, and who would you most like to sell to? For example, creators, small businesses, etc. I said anime style custom pieces and animations. I would love to sell to people that enjoy my art style or want animations. So then it goes ahead and starts the actual process of helping us with our low ticket offer. It tells us your strongest starting point is not generic digital download. It is a tightly scoped semi-custom service, anime style animated profile pictures, which is actually really cool and a really interesting take here. So we see here it says you are starting without an established audience, so your first goal is proving that strangers will pay for your style, not building a large product library. So it makes sense for us to start slow here, especially since in this context we don't actually have a product, we don't have an audience, we're coming from complete scratch. So this helps us actually come up with a idea that we can utilize. So for instance, the strategic conclusion start with anime motion PFPs. So a customer sends one clear photo or existing character reference, you turn it into an anime style profile image with one simple looping animation, such as blinking, glowing eyes, moving hair, etc. Suggested starting price $29 USD. Later price $39 to $59, which is actually pretty fair. And that's actually, higher ticket than I imagined it was going to create for us, but that's still pretty low ticket. So phase 1 low ticket opportunity audit. So it goes over the problems people may pay you to solve. So for instance, they want the profile picture, it goes over all of that. Whatever your niche is and what you respond, it's going to do the exact same thing here, but for your specific niche and situation. Then he goes over problems that are too vague. For instance, I want cool art, I need branding, etc. Problems urgent enough for low ticket purchases, a birthday or anniversary gift, a new Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, or Discord profile, etc. Goes over problems better handled through free content, problems needing a higher ticket offer, buyer awareness, current, goes over all of these different things. Next, in the phase 2 option, phase 2 set of this whole prompt, it states 15 low ticket product ideas. So if we didn't like the initial one, it's going to give us 15 other options that we can work with and select which one we want to actually go forward with. So for instance, we see here anime motion PFP, custom anime profile picture, and just a bunch of other things it thinks would actually be useful and sellable given the context of our situation. Anime phone wallpaper commissions, and in theory you can probably sell all of these. You don't have to limit yourself to one, but initially starting out very specific is typically better. Then we get some idea scores, so it goes over each of the ideas that are presented and it grades them. So we get between urgency, how simple it is, how fast, clear, skill fit, audience fit, low trust needed, which is important in this context, value, upsell, and then other grading that you can scroll and see if you like once you go to the bottom of this. It gives us the top 5s, for instance, the static anime PFP, why the highest score is not automatically the best choice. It gives us a breakdown as to why, even if we scored well on one, there's other ones that we should consider given the context. So for instance, the static PFP is easiest to sell and deliver, but it competes directly against thousands of inexpensive listings. Animation gives you a clearer differentiator. So that's very important, the fact that we have to stand out, especially when we're starting from scratch. Then it goes over the best low ticket product. It tells us what it is. We get the one-line promise, the buyer, the problem solved, what's included, what's not included, suggested price that we can go with, and basically helps us with the whole process. We see here phase 5 minimum version, the minimum deliverables of what we should be giving, what we could create first, what can wait, and a whole breakdown of the offer itself with a sales angle as well, what we can include in descriptions, what we can include as benefits, CTAs, FAQs, how to handle objections, just everything that you'd possibly need for your first offer. This is a very in-depth prompt. If you haven't noticed already, this goes into extensive detail to help you create the best possible product, specifically low ticket product. We see here a simple launch plan on how we can start. We get also the final recommendation, and then we're pretty much good to go. It gives us even a plan to take action to actually start right now. So the first practical move is to create one strong photo to animated anime transformation and use it as the offer demonstration. And then, okay, so what I would do now, if I were you guys, is I would say, okay, work with me step by step, one step at a time. What should I do right now? I would do this, that way you can stay organized while going through it, because there's a lot in this prompt. So once it's all done and you've already, finished your intake, simply just asking it to go step by step with you would be the easiest path, as opposed to going through all of this again. You can skim it, understand what it's trying to do, and then have it help you, develop the product in real time. So for instance, it'll start with this: create your first sample, pick one clear photo of yourself, a friend, or a royalty-free model, and create exactly this. Then we could proceed with the other steps until we get to the point where we're actually launching and selling this low ticket offer. And it's that simple. That's how fast you can go from basically taking this prompt, punching it in, and then coming up with an idea. And you can, depending on what your low ticket offer is, in this case, it's something that I would literally have to be creating as an animator in this context. For you, if you're creating some sort of PDF, you can literally have ChatGPT create it for you, edit it a little bit, and then produce it in the same day. It doesn't have to be something as niche as this. If you have your niche that's a bit more general, it'll do it for you. It'll create your PDF and you can start immediately. But it's that simple to punch in the prompt, answer the intake questions, and then basically get started on creating your first low ticket digital offer. So once again, if you guys want the prompt, you can get it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.